Greetings, everyone. Oh shit. Okay. Um, 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 just put a note together. The patience. Hold on. Multidimensionality. Yeah, we did a song, and that was part of the lyrics. I just couldn't help myself. We're still loading. Just hold on. Oh, don't worry, we'll upgrade this by 2020. We'll be able to speed things up so you don't have to wait too long before the discussion begins. Perhaps we should have done this before videoing this. Yes, correct. But sometimes we just, you know, like want to bring you along with the process. Okay. Now, understanding multidimensionality, you have to come out at least a step removed from the physicality of reality. You have to start seeing things outside the physical spectrum because there are many invincible things, materials around us. For instance, love is an invincible mechanism. It makes people do stupid things. And magnets is so an example of also that's a quantum object because it's a physical object with quantum properties. So a magnet is also is a step lower than love because love is completely non-physical, and as a magnet is part physical and mostly etheric because it has a magnetic field, which is where it's basically that's the field of our experience, our existence for the magnet. The operation around the magnet is the operation that's created the mass of the magnet. So it's not as if that it's not the physical part of the magnet that creates the magnetic wave or the magnetism. It's the magnetism that somehow made itself into physical or solidified itself. Yes. So, because that's also the mechanism that's behind the stimulation reality of existence, like what we're experiencing, in the sense that everything that you see is a form of a non physical manifestation of a physical property or physical dynamics, you see. So, what you see, whatever you see that's physical, has a non physical manifestation or non physical generator behind it. Yes. So, humans, yes, you all have a non physical generator behind you. Often you consider this as spirit, you call it whatever. It's beautiful. So, you can call it God, you can call it anything. It's just beautiful. And, beauty is attractive. It's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. Like it's just beautiful. So we love beautiful things. It's the godlike nature of every human. It's our birthright, and I'm grateful for being able to recognize beautiful things. Now moving on to the non-physicality of reality. Emotions are a timeless space, which means emotions are not something that's governed by the manifestation of time. Neither is it something that's physical, but you can recognize it, and it's communication. Your emotions tell you what you're feeling, and which sometimes often has to do with where you are being physically or non-physically. So if your mind is non-physically, yes, your mind is non-physically in a non-physical realm of bother, you will be feeling bothered. If your mind is in a non-physical realm of abundance, you will be feeling abundance. Yes, abundance has a feeling, and it's not a derivative of money. It's not something that you get from having a lot of money. It's the result. It's the byproduct that is money. You see. So abundance is being, grateful. Abundance is being grateful. Like When you're grateful, you're in abundance. It's beautiful. All these dynamics are higher existence of reality, and it's just beautiful. It's you can't help but just love it. So when humans call the non-physical aspect of themselves God, we don't laugh. We just marvel at their, you know, their naivety. Sometimes it's really funny, 'cause we understand that they are growing. It's an will I say or will I say? Oh, sorry. Say that. Let's represent that. So, if humans are able to see things from a multidimensional view, they will understand that they are beautiful and they are part of this cosmic beauty. You just don't get yourself carried away with all the madness in the world that you have created because you weren't able to just see the beauty in front of you. You're just carried away by, lame aesthetics, mundane aesthetics, things that are familiar, and things that are the mortal minds created, things that are not, grandiose. It's these things, these little things that humans spend their time, all of their time in existence, chasing after things that are worthless because they don't understand the difference between something that's eternal and something that's mundane, mundane aesthetics. Interesting. So we marvel at this many times while we're watching our what do we call that now? This our spaceships. And meanwhile, humans thought they were alone on the planet. Like, what were you expecting? You're the new kids on the block, okay? So be proud of you, joining the galactic family, which would happen in the years to come, and it will be general knowledge by then that humans were never alone. And instead, you guys just came to a party that's been happening for ages. Yeah, there's some battles here and there, the Orion Wars, yeah, which is a depiction of the Star Wars. You see, the writer of the Star Wars knows much than he's letting on. You see, he knows so much, but he also had to, meld the movie with some of the earthly dynamics, things mundane aesthetics once again. So just so that it's relatable to humans. And the reason why most humans are fascinated by these movies is because they are aware, they have this communication, this familiarity, this DNA association with the story because somehow in their genes they know it's true. So humans are having a great time, although but they don't know that they could actually be, a part of something much greater because they're used to, low consciousness shenanigans. They just get carried away with it and forgot their birthright. You are all beautiful entities. You just need to recognize yourself as being beautiful. And if you can't recognize yourself as being beautiful, then just put your fixation at someone who's beautiful and let the person just explain it to you. Just explain it to you, So, and this also explains why most people are feeling some sort of anxiety towards the new year. And they often try to mislabel that anxiety as some sort of, disorder because they look back on their life and start judging themselves that perhaps they didn't make better of themselves. Beloved, you just made it to 2020. Give yourself some credit, okay? So when we see humans judge themselves, we just feel why are they missing the picture? Why can't you just see it? You see, it's lovely, it's beautiful, and sometimes we feel some sense of compassion for the human experience because this wasn't part of the plan, but you have free will, so we have to allow you, ride your free will as long as you like, and you've ridden that horse instead now. Goodness gracious, that's good news. But humans wouldn't understand that. So the reason why you're feeling your anxiety towards the end of the year and start wondering and judging yourself that you didn't make it better or you could have done better, is because you are misinterpreting non-physical communication from the future. And the non-physical communication from the future is just telling you now that get ready for 2020, and emotions being a non-physical and a timeless space, field, dynamics, whatever. it's already in communication with other parts of itself. So you in the future feeling exhilarated by what you and the present time are about to experience in 2020, and that's causing the anxiety. The anxiety is caused by what's coming in the future. It's not what's past, you see. So give yourself some credit for that and get excited, because 2020 is going to be a wonderful year, a great year, and you have to just start making yourself comfortable with things that may look different, which means you know you're in a different region. If you're driving on a road, on a straight road, and you keep seeing trees and keep seeing trees, you know that you're in a less busy, environment. But when you move further and you start seeing houses and skyscrapers, you know you're in a different environment. And dear planet Earth and Earthlings, you all are in a different environment. You're in the luxurious part of the planet. So give yourself some credit on that as well. And if you're watching this video, please already give yourself some credit. We love you all and we will return. Namaste.